All right, y'all. Welcome to another edition of Science Fiction Art and Life. My name is Adewale Booker Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. Today, I'm going to talk about my top 10 cartoon concepts from Justice League to Avengers, X-Men, Turtles, Voltron, you name it, we got it. But first and foremost, I want to do some honorable mentions, right? So let's talk about He-Man, Masters of the Universe. I know y'all remember that one. It was the 2003 edition. I actually liked the 2002. It was 2 seasons, I think 2002 to 2003. I actually liked it better than the 1980s version. So, I mean, some people might disagree, but I thought it was just a better version. I thought it was a really cool concepts and stuff like that. Next up on that list is Mask, another honorable mention. If this is a 1980s cartoon, some of y'all probably don't even know about this one right here. These guys had cool vehicles. Vehicles could transform into different battle modes. And then also, too, their mask allowed them to do different things. Like they could lift things, have gravity powers and stuff like that, man. So it was a pretty cool cartoon. Mask. Mobile Armored Strike Command. That's what MASK stands for. Mobile Armored Strike Command. Next up, we got Jason the Wheeled Warriors, y'all. If you don't remember this, then you really missing out. I remember I got this on Amazon.com. This was pretty sick. They got the cool vehicles: Jace, Aldrich, Flora, and then of course you had Herc the Sailor, who was like a transporter guy. Then they had different vehicles: Armed Force, Spike Trike, Drill Sergeant, Quick Draw. I mean, it's just a really sick cartoon, y'all. If you gotta see this, if you can't buy it, YouTube it, man. There's a whole seasons on there. Next up, Brave Star. Oh my God, I know y'all remember this. Heights of the Hawk, Ears of the Wolf, Strength of the Bear, Speed of the Puma. I mean, Brave Star was a sick cartoon. Marshall Brave Star as he defends New Texas against Tex X. And of course, he got JB on his side, 30-30. You know what I'm saying? It's just pretty sick cartoon, man. And then another honorable mention, Defenders of the Earth, another 80s cartoon. I mean, this cartoon was sick, man. You had Forefathers, and then the kids. You have Lothar, Phantom, Flash Gordon, Mandrake, and then you had LJ. You had I mean, it was just a really, really cool cartoon. So I don't know if you can find this on YouTube, but if you must have it, Amazon.com, yo. So now let's get into why we're here today. My top 10 cartoon concepts. Starting at number 10, Justice League. I know y'all remember this one right here. It was produced by Dwayne McDuffie, the late great Dwayne McDuffie, rest in peace. James Tucker, Bruce Timm. I mean, this cartoon was so sick. Conceptually, man, I love the ideas of it. You can say the drawings were simple, but it wasn't simple. I mean, it was just like really awesome because they transitioned from Justice League, which was 2 seasons, I believe, to this one. And then all the heroes came in from like every hero from DC you'd ever heard of in your life. I was like, what the hell? And so, you know, it was just a really awesome cartoon. And so when the movie came out, I was so bummed out because I couldn't understand for the life of me how DC didn't just revert back to this cartoon. This right here is everything they needed. I mean, if they went Justice League 1 and Justice League 2, Season 2, and then Justice League Unlimited, oh my God, it would have been over, man. So, you know, Justice League comes in at number 10. Now, another cartoon I don't have in my hand today is Exo Squad. Now, I know a lot of y'all know about Exo Squad. It was 1990s. I think it was 1994 to 1996. Awesome cartoon series. These military pilots had these things called exo frames. And they were in space and they had to fight these Neo-Sapiens who were artificially created human beings. Basically, the humans created the Neo-Sapiens and then the Neo-Sapiens rebelled against them. This cartoon, Exo Squad, y'all gotta check it out. It's on YouTube. Now, some of the episodes I've seen might not be so clear, but it's good enough for you to get the concept of why it makes my top 10. So Justice League and Exo Squad come in at number 10, y'all. All right, y'all. At number 9, we've got Mega Man and Spider-Man. Starting off with Mega Man, so I'm gonna give you a little quick snippet of the poster, right? Because if I don't have a DVD or video, then I got the poster. So Mega Man was like a cartoon in the 1990s, right? You had Mega Man, you had Rush, you had Roll, and he was created by Dr. Light to fight against Dr. Wily, who commanded Proto Man, Guts Man, Cuts Man, all those other guys. This conceptually was one of the best cartoons I've ever watched. Went for 2 seasons, I believe. It was just really sick. It was simple, but it was sick. It was really very, I guess in a way, it was kind of before its time. I mean, it's kind of the cartoons that people watch now, like where it's the simple style drawing, but this was ahead of this time at that time. I mean, this character was so sick. I mean, this was one of the sickest cartoons you've ever seen. And the great thing I liked about it was I really loved Mega Man, how he could borrow the powers of all the other characters. Whether it's Proto Man, Cuts Man, Guts Man, you name it, he could borrow their power. So Mega Man is part of that number 9 on the list right here. On the other half of that number 9, y'all, is Spider-Man. Oh my God. I know y'all remember this, the 1990s cartoon, 5 seasons. I mean, one of the greatest cartoons ever made. I mean, it was just really sick. And I chose this specific drawing that I did was to like, so I have a retro look to it because Spider-Man is taking on a different change now. He looks different. But back then, I mean, this cartoon, 1994 to I think 1994 to maybe 1999, I think. I mean, it was a great 5 seasons. Very few cartoons have had the success that cartoon had. And if you want to watch it, I don't know if you can find it on YouTube, but you probably can. So you can try to check it out on YouTube and see if you can find it. But Spider-Man was a really awesome cartoon. Conceptually, I mean, he had villains, Lizard, Kingpin, Scorpion. I think the best season was probably season 4 to 5 when he started to fight the Insidious Six a lot. When they went to the planet and he had to take on Doctor Doom. I'm trying to think who else. Part of the when the Beyonder transported him to another planet, and then he had to call on help from Iron Man, Fantastic Four, Storm, Captain America. So it was just a pretty sick cartoon series. If you haven't never watched it, you gotta check it out, yo. That's a must. So at number 9, Mega Man and Spider-Man coming at number 9, y'all. All right, y'all. At number 8, Avengers, and I'm talking about Avengers Assemble, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and Black Panther's Quest. I mean, this cartoon right here. Now, what's in my hand is the movies, The Ultimate Avengers, but there's also part 2, which is this is right here too as well, right? So look, this is probably one of the best cartoon series ever. Not these 2 episodes in my hand, but the ones that I mentioned: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Avengers Assemble, and then of course Black Panther Quest. I mean, it was just a great concept because I could tell from watching the Avengers movies that where they got their ideas from. I mean, it was just a really cool conceptual concept. As you can see, the main characters, of course, was Captain America, Iron Man, Black Panther, Black Widow, Hawkeye. And the cool thing is that they honored the cartoon. The movie honored the cartoon, which is what made the movie so great. I mean, can you imagine if DC had done what Marvel did with the cartoon series and took it to the movies? Oh my God, can you imagine how great that Justice League movie would have been? Because right now, I feel like Justice League could have done better, but we're talking about Avengers here. But this is probably one of the best cartoon series ever. If you've never watched it, it's either available on Disney Plus or you can get it on Amazon.com. You might get lucky and find some episodes on YouTube. I don't know. But if you've never watched Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Avengers Assemble, and Black Panther's Quest, you got to watch it because Black Panther's Quest actually comes in on the backside of Avengers Assemble. It's season 5. I mean, it's a whole season. It's a whole season dedicated to Black Panther. I think it's about 24 episodes, maybe. But y'all, if you haven't seen it, you need to go check it out, y'all. It's a must. I can't stress that enough. So, Avengers comes in at number 8. But on the other side of number 8 is Teknoman. Now, I keep talking about Teknoman, and finally, I'm gonna show y'all a poster. So look, this is the Teknoman I'm talking about right here. If you never watched it, you are totally missing out. This was probably one of those cartoons that came out in 1994 to 1995. It was 1 season, 43 episodes. Now, the good thing about Teknoman is you can find it on YouTube. You can definitely find it on YouTube. It's a great cartoon concept. It's like Teknoman. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the Japanese animated version of Iron Man, but just really cool. It takes place where Slade, who plays Teknoman, him and his entire family is captured on a spaceship, August, as they trying to explore the space frontier. And then they get captured by Darkon, and they get put through these rigorous transformations, and they get turned into like these guys with mechanical bots. But the bad thing about being a Teknoman is that as you use your techno power, it drains you too. So, I mean, it was crazy, man. Then he comes back to Earth, and then he has to defend Earth from the Venomoids, who are again, like I said, are led by Darkon. And he sends different villains at him. Gunner, Saber, of course, who's his twin brother, who looks exactly like Teknoman, but an evil version of him with a different type of armor spec. But it's one of the sickest cartoons, y'all. If you've never seen it, now this for sure is available on YouTube, because I be watching it all the time. So I've watched it twice on YouTube, the whole season, back to back. So y'all got to check it out. Teknoman comes in on the other half of number 8. At number 7, y'all, Voltron, Defender of the Universe, and Ronin Warriors. Let's start off with Voltron, y'all. Now, as I said before, if I don't have a DVD or something, then I've got a poster. Voltron, now I'm talking about the new Voltron you see on Netflix. No. We're talking about the old school Voltron, y'all. This is probably the best, one of the greatest cartoons ever made. This cartoon spawned Power Rangers, maybe G-Force, and I'm really going old school. I mean, if you've never watched anything that had a team with 5 superheroes and they brought together 5 robots, Voltron's the man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Voltron's one of those great, even though Voltron's a robot, but conceptually it's kind of a superhero. Of course, it had the blazing sword, and he was fighting the enemies of King Zartan. It was just a really cool, inspirational cartoon. It was before its time, and like I said before, it spawned a lot of different other cartoons. And when you do that, you have got to be one of the greatest cartoons ever. It's I don't know, till today, man, you can still find episodes on YouTube. I know I have different I've went on YouTube multiple times, I'm unable to find it, but nowadays it seems like it's all getting blocked, I guess, because of rights issues, trademark issues, and copyright issues or whatnot like that. But if you can get it on DVD, y'all, get it on DVD. So on the other side of that, number 7 is Ronin Warriors. I keep talking about Ronin Warriors, and finally here's them right here, y'all. Ryo, Sage, Strata, Kento, Sai, and Rowan. And I mean, these guys, this cartoon, this right here, you can find on Amazon Prime, because I'm currently watching it right now. I mean, these Ronin Warriors, they go against the dynasty. They literally are like one of the sickest arrows. And what I liked about it was, like, it was kind of ancient, but with modern. They had the armors. They would have to call upon different armors. So Ryo was armor of Wildfire. Sage was armor of Elo. Sai was armor of Torrent. Kento was armor of Hard Rock, and then Ronin was armor of Strata. And each one had a different superhero move, and they would go against the dynasty who were led by Lord Toppa, and his minions were Anubis till he became the Ancient One. Then you had Kale, Deus, Sekhmet, and then of course you had Lady Kyra, who's not to be messed with. But I mean, this cartoon conceptually, oh my God, you can find it on YouTube, I think, but for sure you can find it on Amazon Prime. That for sure I know. Because I'm watching it right now. Like I said, this is probably one of the greatest cartoon concepts ever, man. It's just sick. It was beyond its time. Not to mention, too, the drawing style was sick. The detail, I mean, that is unbeatable. The detail is probably really what got me. The detail of the work, the detail of the animation. That's one thing I love about Japanese animation. And as we were starting to go further into the list, you're going to start to see me talk about them. That was the same thing with Teknoman. Teknoman was a great animation series because it had great animation, great drawing technique. So Ronin Warriors comes on the other side of that, number 7. At number 6, it's the Thundercats, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Thundercats. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is, oh my God. Even though it was 2 seasons, 65 episodes each, I think, this is one of the greatest cartoons ever. Lion-O, Panthro, Tiger-Rat, Shitaria, Wily Cat, and of course, then the great Jaga. They had Snarf with them, going against Mamra and the mutants, led by Slive, Monkeyan, Jackalman, and Vultureman. I mean, this cartoon was so awesome. It was beyond its time. Like, I love this cartoon so much. And look at the back, y'all. You know I'm going to show y'all the front. Then you know I've got the 3 DVD pack. And this is just volume 1. I got volume 2 as well. So, you know, I wasn't playing no games. I mean, it's like one of the sickest cartoons conceptually ever. You know what I'm saying? So, check that out, y'all. I mean, it's one of the sickest cartoons ever. It's like, it was beyond its time. It was Japanese style drawing. Once again, like I said, we're going down the list. Now you can start seeing me talking about Japanese style. It was like, the storyline was great. Season 1 was definitely better than season 2. That can't be disputed. They had the Thunder Tank, Cat Slayer. I mean, the Thunder Tank itself was such a sick vehicle that when I get my money, I'm going to go get the Thunder Tank made just so I can drive it around. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, this is one of the sickest cartoons ever made. Conceptually, as the Thundercats take on the villains of Third Earth, and they try to defend Earth, they have to also defend all these different people that can't defend themselves. The Burble Village. I mean, it's just like it's one of the sickest cartoons ever made. Like I said before, it's just before its time, and they try to remake it again in 2010, and I just was not feeling that. I'm like, nah, that ain't gonna work. And what really got to me is when I saw the Thunder Tank. I said, oh, hell no. No, hell no. The Thunder Tank looks sick from the 1980s. Why is it looking like that? You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. this is one of the greatest cartoons ever. It's just, oh my God, just conceptually just unbelievable. And if you've never watched it, I don't know if there's any episodes available on YouTube, but I do know on Hulu. If you have Hulu, you can watch it for free. I'm watching it right. I've watched it already. Went through the whole 2 seasons. Just brought back some memories. I mean, it made me go get my Thundercat sword that I made out of wood. And maybe one of these podcast episodes, I'm going to show y'all that when I talk about sculpture or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But this is one of the greatest cartoons ever made. So it comes in on the other side of number 6. On the other side of that number 6, we've got Gundam Wing, which I don't have out here, right? Gundam Wing is one of these concepts that is these robots that they have these gigantic robots, but it's almost like it wasn't spawned off of Voltron, but it was like one of those that where you got Hero, Duo, Catra, Wu Fei, and they have the different Gundams. We got Wing Zero, Death Sight, Heavy Arms, Sandrock, Ultron Gundam, of course, Epion commanded by Commander Zex. It's something you can find on YouTube because I'm watching that. I'm sorry, excuse me, not YouTube, but Hulu. I am currently watching it right now on my Hulu channel. It's one of those great things. I actually might be able to find a DVD, y'all. You know, actually looking in here, I think I actually have it in here somewhere, y'all. Gundam Wing, yeah. You know, I think I actually have it here. I'm gonna show y'all a poster because I am actually wanting people to know exactly what I'm talking about. It's one of those deals where, like, it's a cartoon that you have to watch. And if you've never watched it, you are really missing out. I'm over here trying to find it for y'all. Oh my God, are you kidding me? There we go. Look at here, y'all. I had to go through my drawing pads. Check that out. Gundam Wing, Wing Zero, Epion, you know what I'm saying? Death Sight. So, I mean, it's just sick, man. It's conceptually, it's probably one of the best cartoons ever made. It's like, you gotta watch it. And it comes back to what I was talking about again, detail. That's the difference between Japanese animation and American animation. You can see the gears in the arms of these robots. You can see the detail, even the muscle density on the characters. You can see shadows. You can see. I mean, it's just you can even see the insides of the robot in like as if you were actually piloting it yourself. It was just a well thought out cartoon, and that's why it makes my top 10 concept. Because for me, a great cartoon is one that has great concept, not just the drawing, not just the delivery, but how it's perceived towards you, how it's delivered to you, should I say. It's just one of the greatest cartoons ever. If you've never watched Gundam Wing, if you have Hulu, you can watch it on there. But if you don't have Hulu, you can try out YouTube. That's always my go-to place. It's one of those great, oh my God, it's one of the greatest cartoons ever made, y'all. So that comes in at number 6, y'all. At number 5, we've got Batman, the animated series with and this right here is in my hand is Batman Year One because I didn't have the Batman animated series, but Year One is also good too because I think this is what spawned the Dark Knight series, to be honest with y'all. But Batman the animated series might be one of the greatest cartoons ever made. It went from 1992 to 1994, maybe 95. It was 4 seasons because the first season had 60 episodes. Then the 4th season had 5. It was just before its time, y'all. You can find the intro at least on YouTube, but I don't know about the episodes. I mean, the city skyline, from the way it was drawn, it was like modern meets retro. It was like the 60s meets the 2000s. It was just a really cool concept. And then Batman sort of had like this kind of costume, like he's got it right here on Year One, right? So you can see Batman Year One right there. And it was just really very man, it was just beyond this time. Like I'm watching it right now. And I guess the thing I liked about it was it was simple, but it was complex. It must have won at least 5 Emmys. I know that much. It was produced by Bruce Timm, who also produced Justice League, the Unlimited and Justice League series as well. It was just, oh my God, conceptually, y'all. If you've never watched Batman the Animated Series, you have to go buy it. And if you can't find a way to watch it, because you are missing out. It's conceptually one of the greatest cartoons ever made. It's very it's beyond its time, like I said. So, and also too, I mean, and then you can tell that from watching the Dark Knight series that they got the idea from Batman the Animated Series. You can most of everything that's in there, even Batman from the 1980s, the one with Michael Keaton, the first 2, a lot of it, actually, Batman the movie came out before Batman the animated series, and the vehicle that you see in Batman the animated series is, I feel like, is a souped up version of the one that Michael Keaton had in the Batman movie, the first Batman movie. And like I said again, when I get my money, that Batman vehicle, the Batmobile in the Batman animated series, I am getting that one too. That's a sick, sick, sick car. Forget a Lamborghini. I'd rather get the Batmobile. That's what I'd rather drive. So y'all, that's number 5 there. Batman comes in at number 5, y'all. At number 4, you have Iron Man and X-Men. So let's start off with X-Men, the animated series. The great, oh my God, one of the man, it's probably, I want to say it might be the greatest animated series that Marvel ever created. Yes, it's better than Avengers. I loved this cartoon, but I did not like the movies. The movies did this cartoon series a disservice, it just wasn't right, man, because I felt like they cheated us fans who were really big time fans of this cartoon series. I mean, Wolverine was my favorite character. Of course, you got Storm, Gambit, Cyclops, Rogue, Beast, Jubilee, Professor X, and they were going against different villains. The Brotherhood led by Magneto, Mystique, Apocalypse. I mean, it was 5 great seasons. 1 through 4 was fantastic. Season 5 was sort of like, I don't think so. You know, and also too, what about was the storyline? Because this animated series, its basis was based on the comics from the 1960s on through till 2000 or whatever, and beyond. It was just one of those great cartoons that, man, I'm gonna show y'all the back of it, right? You can see the old Sentinels, right? You can see this is season 1, y'all. This is season 1. It's got the first episode, Night of the Sentinels, where Morph dies, and then the whole thing just goes crazy. I mean, this concept of this cartoon was so cool. It was beyond its time. I don't know. It was just, every time I think about watching the X-Men movie now, the real deal, I'm like, this sucks. Except for Logan, the rest of them X-Men movies were man, they kind of sucked. And I think the only reason why they made any money was because it was X-Men. But you know, this animated series was, oh my God, one of the greatest cartoons you've ever watched. It was just so sick. And the cool thing about, as the episodes went, you got to know each character, backgrounds, where they were from, even their family members. You got to know that too. It was pretty sick, man. I mean, like I said, if you don't have this, you might be able to get some of the episodes on YouTube. But if you have Disney Plus, for sure you're gonna get to watch this. If you have Disney Plus, you know what I'm saying. So X-Men comes in at number 4 there. Now let's talk about Iron Man, y'all. Dun, 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 dun. This is the animated series from 1994 through 1996. Man, this is the sick cartoon, y'all. This is the old school. As y'all can see, I got VHS in my hand, y'all. Y'all can see I went old school on y'all, right? I still put this in a TV that has a VHS thing. And so one of the things that I like about this is that it was a conceptually great. First time you ever seen anybody put on armor like that. I remember the cartoon intro where Iron Man would bust out the briefcase, the thing would drop down, just like in Iron Man 2. But it wasn't as cool as the cartoon. I mean, the movie was cool, but nothing's ever going to top the cartoon. And as Mandarin kidnaps Iron Man, forces him to create a armor so that he can battle, take over the Earth. And Iron Man's like, oh no, with the help of Yun Sing, they create this armor, and then he escapes, and then comes back to come back to Stark Towers, and then he creates a better armor, and he starts to fight he starts to fight Mandarin's minions, Blizzard, Dread Knight, Grey Gargoyle, Hypnotia, even Fin Fan Fu, the Great Dragon. I mean, conceptually, this is one of the greatest cartoons. It went for 2 seasons. Season 1 was actually better than season 2. I guess season 2, what I didn't like about it was it was just, I don't know, felt like dry comedy. And there were less characters too. And I always feel like if you have a bunch of characters in something, it always makes it better. Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, Sentry, they weren't in season 2, but in season 1 they were. So season 1 had Iron Man, War Machine, Spider-Woman, Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye, Sentry, and like I said, it was battling Mandarin and his minions. And this is, if you haven't ever watched this is definitely available on YouTube. All 2 seasons. And if you have Disney Plus, for sure it's available, because it's a Marvel item. You're missing out if you've never seen Iron Man, the animated series. This is one of the sickest cartoons ever, man. You got to get this if you don't have this. So that comes in at number 4, y'all. At number 3, Gargoyles and Blade. Let's start off with Gargoyles. Yes, Gargoyles. Oh my God, this is one of the greatest concept cartoons ever made. This was done by Disney, of course. This was before they bought Marvel. I mean, this just was beyond its time. It was action. It had a great background where they came from Scotland. The Magus put a spell on them. They were trapped in stone for 1,000 years. They get to New York City. They're like, where in the hell are we? And then they find themselves thinking that Xanatos was their friend, but he wasn't. He was actually trying to use them to steal Fortress 1. And I know you're like, damn, this guy knows a lot about this cartoon. Yeah, I know a lot. It's Gargoyles, man. You're supposed to know a lot about Gargoyles. I mean, this is one of the sickest cartoons. I'm going to open it up in here. Look at this, y'all. Oh, my God. Look at that. Woo-wee. This is season 1. You know I have to get this, man. Got the 2 episodes right there. You know what I'm saying? The Awakening. You know, it's one of the sickest cartoons ever made. Goliath, Hudson, Brooklyn, Lexington, Broadway, Bronx, and of course with Elisa Mazza, the detective, and they fight different villains. Xanatos, of course, Cold Stone, Demona being the most evil, most faced adversary. She betrayed him, and then she's mad at them for betraying them because they didn't want to do what she wanted. That's after she betrayed him. She's actually the one who got the Vikings to sack the Castle Erie, which was so messed up. Goliath is over there thinking like, oh, let's go save the people. They trick Goliath and go somewhere else to go save some people. And by the time he comes back, they destroy all the other gargoyles. And the only ones left were Goliath, Brooklyn, Bronx, Hudson, Broadway, and Lexington. It was just messed up, man. So if you've never watched this, it's available maybe on YouTube. The episodes don't look that good, but I guess if you got to watch, you got to watch. But if you have Disney Plus, or you can be like me and go buy your own DVD, you can watch it and enjoy it. This is one of the greatest cartoons ever made. So Gargoyles comes in at number 3 right there. The other number 3 is Blade, the animated series. One thing I love about Blade is that it was one of the greatest. He's my favorite Marvel character. But before I created my characters, the Karjakz Vs Assassins, he was by far my favorite character. I would have played it actually led to me buying the entire DVD, the entire season that he owned, the one cartoon season that he had. The entire season, I bought it. I got it on my phone. I got it on my iPad. I can watch it whenever I want. But I want to show you all the drawing, right? Because I love Blade. He's my favorite character, Marvel, DC, whoever. Aside from my own characters, he's just a sick character. He's a hunter. And the great thing about this cartoon series I'm talking about, which is available, I don't know if it's available on. It's not available on Marvel. It's not available on Disney Plus. But you can get it on Amazon.com. It's 12 episodes, I believe. And Blade travels to all of Asia. He's trying to. As the episodes go, you get to see who he is. There's an origin story to it. You get to know how he met Whistler, and he's got this girl who's his sidekick, and they go through the whole thing, and they're fighting through all different parts of Asia. And he's not just fighting regular vampires. He's fighting like these advanced type of vampires where these things they're human, but they also turn into vampires who are like monsters too as well. So of course he's got super strength. He's got healing factor. He's got the sword, he's got the blasters, he's a hunter, he's intelligent, he's just Blade, man. I am so amped up. And what really got me amped up on Blade was when Wesley Snipes did the movies. Those really changed the game, y'all. Blade was a great cartoon concept. I hope that this new Blade movie that's coming out is going to live up to the greatness of the first Blade series with Wesley Snipes, because this cartoon series was fantastic. I would have loved to see it go more than one season, but I guess Marvel decided to go with one season. And the good thing about what I liked about it, back to what I said before, it had the Japanese concept to it. So the animation was very detailed. The drawings were detailed, shadows, skylines, backgrounds in the skylines. I mean, it was just conceptually well done, y'all. 2012, I believe, is when it came out. You can check it out. Like I said, you ain't gonna find it on Disney Plus, and I don't even think you're gonna find it on YouTube. You might be able to, maybe in subtitles or something. But it's one of the greatest. It's one of the best cartoons ever for me, anyway. It makes my top 10. So if you've never watched it, you got to get it. And plus, Blade is my favorite superhero aside from my own creation, the Karjakz Vs Assassins. So Blade comes in at number 3. At number 2 is the Turtles, y'all. Now I don't have my DVD, but I sure have a poster, y'all. This right here, looking at my Turtles, I gotta find them. Look at that, y'all. See, got DBZ on the other side. Heroes in the Half Shell, Turtle Power. This one specifically, the 1980s, 10 great seasons, 10 also. I mean, it's just ridiculous amount of episodes. I mean, you rarely see a cartoon that has 47 episodes in every season. Probably 1 through 7, maybe 1 through 6. I think it's 1 through 7 have almost 47 episodes every season. That's insane. It's unheard of. I mean, Turtles was so popular, of course, created by Kevin Eastland, and there was another gentleman who created with him. I can't remember who the gentleman's name is, but this is one of the sickest cartoons ever. You had Leonardo, my favorite, the turtle, who's the greatest turtle ever. Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, of course, April O'Neil and Casey Jones, and of course, Master Splinter. As you can see, y'all, I drew it in the old school style. So anybody who's looking at these posters right here, all this is available on SinusVision.com. This is by far, man, this is one of my favorite cartoons ever. I'm actually going to go on Amazon.com and buy the whole entire series. I just have to have it, y'all. This is one of the best cartoons ever. Conceptually, it's funny. It's got action. It was just so ahead of its time. I mean, this cartoon was made almost 30 years ago. Until today, you've had maybe 5 other different concepts of turtles created as series. Another good one they had was in the, if you see the way I drew the turtles, this is more like the most recent one. I think it was in 2005 to maybe 2012. It was 7 seasons. It was just awesome. So I kind of blended new school with old school. Like I said, Turtles, great concept. That grew up in New York City. Shredder creates the ooze. The turtles go from just regular turtles to super turtle mutants. They got super strength. Each one has a different power. Leonardo's got the katanas. Donatello's got the bow stick. Raphael's got the sides. Michelangelo's got the nunchucks. And of course, they got the awesome turtle van. Now, talking about the turtle van, as I stated before, y'all, the turtle van, like all the other cars, Batmobile and Thunder Tank, are definitely going to get bought. Turtle van getting bought. I don't need no Ferrari. I'd rather have the turtle van. I mean, it's so sick, y'all. And I'm talking about the turtle van from the 1980s cartoon. Not the new turtle van, and definitely not the one from the movies. You know what I'm saying? So Turtles come in at number 2. They are just sick, man. Heroes in the half shell. At number 1 is the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, y'all. And I'm gonna come with the old school on y'all. Look at this. This is the first comic book that I ever made, bio book of my characters, right? Just gonna show you some of it, right? This is old school. So now, right? I mean, Karjakz Vs Assassins comes in at number 1 because it's my creation, and also because it's a great universe. So look, I'm gonna bust out my iPad on y'all. Check this out. I'm gonna play some of it for y'all, and y'all can see it on YouTube. Most of the episodes, anyway. This is the cartoon intro I created in school, and what I wanted to accomplish was just an intro of the characters, right? So look, what I wanted to talk about was how great my cartoon is. What makes my characters great is that when I created my characters, one of the things that I was looking for was not for them to be superhuman, but for them to be regular, right? Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. My characters are sort of like inspired by myself, my 2 brothers and my sister, and then my best friend and my big brother, and then, you know, my dream girl, right? And then, of course, I had the villains. So the Karjakz are the heroes and the assassins are the villains. And so when I created these characters, as you can see, version 1, and this is literally version 3 right here in my hand. I want to go classic on y'all. I mean, one of the things that really marveled me was to watch them from where this right here to this and then beyond. And this is the new version. This is version 5 right here on my shirt right here. So if you like the t-shirt, y'all, SinusVision.com or SinusVisionShop.com. So back to the story at hand, right? And the thing about my characters is that they're in this universe. Of course, yes, you're going against villains, but I'm not gonna give you everything, y'all. But because the first book, the first official comic book is coming out soon. These characters go against one another, and they're human. I wanted them to be human because one thing I loved about Avengers is that they were mostly human, except for maybe enhancements. Except for Captain America, the rest of them were human. Iron Man had a battle suit, and of course Thor was a thunder god. You know what I'm saying? But most of them were human, and these guys are battling characters who were well beyond them. Well, I thought of the same thing with my characters. I was really inspired by cartoons like X-Men. Everything I've showed y'all, X-Men, Batman, Gargoyles, Voltron, Thundercats, He-Man, you name it. Everything I showed y'all is what I used to create my characters. And Ronin Warriors and Jason the Wild Warriors. I was just really wanted characters that related to people. Characters actually that never been seen before. The kind of characters you've never seen before. And so for me, concept is important. And being from the school of Japanese style of drawing, it really was cool to be able to draw drawings that are detailed. I wanted drawings that were detailed, that had shadows, the concept, even the animation. When I did the animation in school, my teacher was pretty impressed with what I had done. So for me, Karjakz Vs Assassins comes in at the 1 because it's my creation and it's a great universe. And it's gonna be on once everything gets going. Aside from the books, there's gonna be animations. There's gonna be other things that I want to do. Like I said, you can check it out, the rest of that video that I was showing y'all on YouTube, my YouTube channel. The entire thing is on YouTube channel right now. Sometimes I post stuff on my Instagram or my TikTok, but I mean, it's just conceptually going to be one of the greatest cartoons ever made. I plan to make it the greatest cartoon ever made. So Karjakz Vs Assassins comes in at number 1. I mean, you got these awesome characters from Cajun on my t-shirt, as y'all can see, to Escalade, Glocks, Rasputin, Sincere, Diesel, Shepard. Then, of course, you got the villains, Sun Tzu, Artillery, Excursion, Kanji, Revo, Yukon, Snipes, and, of course, the Android Coyotes. I mean, it's just something you've never seen before. So, and if you want to get one of these books, now I've got the version 5 version on the website, sciencefictionshop.com. You can get yours today. It's a great read. It's going to give you like the background of each one of these characters. It's because when you have that book, then when I drop the big book, you can really understand what's going on. So y'all, that's comes in at number 1. So Karjakz Vs Assassins, y'all, put the classic in the front. Comes in at number 1 for my top 10 conceptual cartoons. So I want to thank y'all for listening. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Booker Jr. Please check out our podcast wherever you listen, whether it's Amazon, Desktop, Spotify, Apple. And you can also listen to our website at sciencefictionshop.com. Please don't forget to review us. Rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. And like I said before, you can subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen, whether it's Amazon, Desktop, Spotify, Apple. And you can also go to our website at sciencefictionshop.com. So don't forget to review us, y'all. Rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. And as always, continue to aspire and achieve. Have a great week, y'all. Stay safe. Peace.